Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing what we are going to be doing for this coming school year. Alright guys, so this coming school year I'm going to have a almost 2-year-old or 2-year-old by the time we start school, I guess, a K4, a first grader, and a 3rd/4th grader. He's 3rd grade, but he'll be doing some 4th grade. So if I don't actually have 2 students for 3rd and 4th, I just have 1, but it's 3rd and 4th, and he's doing a combination, just to clarify. But, all right, so let's get started. All right, so for my K4, I am doing Bob Jones K4 Foundations, and it is a DVD video that he watches, and it has a workbook that it comes with, and yeah, pretty much just kind of everything you would need. And me and him watch the video together and then do the activities, and they do it all on the screen and everything. Becca also has a video program, but I did the K4 with my daughter, and I did like it, but I felt like Bob Jones was done even better. So you really can't go wrong. They're both good programs, but I felt like Bob Jones was done a little bit better, and even better for Wesley, my 4-year-old. It's almost a little bit more like watching a cartoon show or a little TV show. It's not watching a classroom. They have little puppets and animation, and there's, real teachers there too, but there's no class. Like, they're not just sitting and watching a class. So I thought that would work better for him and hold his attention better. I also am doing it a little differently because I am doing preschool with him right now. We just started last week, and I plan on doing preschool with him, not every single day. We still have co-op going on, so my goal is to do it for about 2 days a week, and then he has co-op, and then he's actually in speech therapy right now, so he has that on a day, and that gives him 4 days of a lesson type of a thing, and I feel like that's a lot for his age. So I don't want to do too much more than that, but I plan on doing that kind of from here on. And I will be doing it with him kind of through the summer. My goal was that way I could spend some quality one-on-one time with him, teaching him, especially since he does have those speech delays. I wanted to spend a little extra time in making sure he gets it. The program is not super intensive. It kind of just goes over simple things like yellow. 1, like their big focus right now is learning what the number 1 is. And I don't think there's any plan for them to be reading at the end or anything. K4 with Becca is a little bit more intensive. They're reading by the end of K4. This is not that intensive, but that's good because that's what he needed. So, it's kind of those things just based on your child. I loved Becca, but this one is just even better of a program for us right now. So that's what I'm doing with him. And I did the videos because I feel like it's hard to teach preschool. I know it's really, like, the stuff's not hard. Like, yellow is yellow. But it's like they teach things that just seem to, you almost forget you had to learn. Like, you forget that you had to learn that yellow was yellow. And so it's nice to do the video because the teacher can explain it in a fun way, and such simple concepts that I kind of forget you have to learn. So that's why I'm doing the video program with him, because that way I kind of know he's getting a good foundation. So, all right, let's move on to my 1st grader and my 3rd, 4th grader. I am actually doing several classes joint this year with them. In the past, they've always kind of both been, for the most part, pretty separate, other than maybe a few things like Bible. And then I kind of would do history a little bit together, but they still had separate history books. They still had separate science books. And even though we did a little bit together, they each had their own focus. This year, it's completely together. It's one class, one focus, and it's all together. And then I'm assuming my 4-year-old will probably join in with a lot of this too, because he's kind of just always with us. Sorry, my 2-year-old is trying to pull the stand out. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Yeah, are you trouble? Yes, you're trouble, aren't you? Are you going to let us do any school? Say maybe. 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 All right, I tried to distract her. Okay, so let's start with Bible, because that's usually how I like to start my day. So I'm doing 2 different things for Bible. I am doing Jesus Storybook Bible, and I'm going to do this. I plan to do it 2 to 3 times a week. I don't know. It's one of those things I'm going to start out and we'll see how it goes, and we might drop that 3rd day. I don't know. We'll see. But I plan on just reading them a few pages out of here. And with that, I have this DVD, and they're like a little short cartoon, and I think they're like super short, to kind of help reinforce the story we read. So that's going to be that. And then I started prayer journals with them last year, and then we kind of dropped them, and so I'd like to kind of maybe pick that back up. So Bible, I've left pretty open so that we can kind of add and take away as needed and have fun. But then on the days we are not doing Jesus Storybook Bible, we are going to be doing Apologia, Who is God? And we're going to be doing this about 2 days a week. So, you know, like we'll do Jesus Storybook Bible one day, then this the next day, and then back to that, and then back to this. And then that 5th day, you know, is the one that I would like to do Jesus Storybook Bible, but we'll just see. Because you know how that is homeschooling. A lot of times we do really good on 4, and that 5th day is just kind of hard to get in. So we need a break. So we'll just see how it goes. But so with this, I got the junior notebook for my 3rd, 4th grader. And these are nice because they just have like kind of simple but fun like activities to kind of go along with what you're learning. Let me see if I can find like, see, just, and he can like fill in the blanks. There's a coloring page. And then I didn't know that this was, I was worried this might be a little bit too difficult for my 1st grader, so I just went ahead and got her the coloring book. And sorry, I'm losing my voice. I figured she can just color while she's listening to me read the lesson that goes with the color page. So that one is, so that's going to be our Bible. This and this. That is Bible for the week. Then for science, we are going to be doing Apologia Astronomy. And with this, I got the CD so that we can listen to it because I tend to lose my voice a lot. And I also got the CD for the Bible book as well. And then for the astronomy, I actually did get 2 of the journal notebooks. And it might be a tad difficult for my 1st grader, but I think she'll be able to kind of keep up okay. And the things that are too hard, she just doesn't have to do. But she likes this subject a lot. And I think once we get going, I think she really was going to want a book like Wiley had. And so I went ahead and got her one too. And that way she can do as much as she can. And who knows, she might surprise me and be able to do it all perfectly fine. So we'll see. I mean, it says that 1st graders can do it. She's just never really done anything quite like that, so we'll see. So that is science. And then history, we are doing Story of the World. I also got 2 activity books for this. And then this is the actual textbook, and I got it on CD to listen to as well. And these CDs are really well done, you guys. How we kind of discovered this is my son started checking these out of the library, and he listens to them for fun. So yeah, that is going to be our history this year, which will be different for us. I usually do a Becca's history, and then he would, like I said, he rented these at the library and would just listen to them for fun. But he was enjoying this so much, I thought, let's take a year and do it upright and see how that goes. So I'm kind of excited to try this out and see how the workbooks go and how much of it he retains, even more than he has just from listening for fun. All right, and then we get into English and math, which I had to split them up by grade because, you know, it's kind of hard to do that all as one because you're at such different levels. So I'm sorry, this is still in its packaging. I'm taking it out. Okay, so first grade. We're just doing Abecca's first grade math book. I stuck with Abecca because it's just what I know. I know how they teach math. It's the math that I learned when I was in school. I was also homeschooled, and we did Abecca all the way through. So this is what I know and I'm comfortable with, and my kids seem to learn well with it, so I'm going to stick with this. So we're doing that for math. She is doing English with Abecca as well, and I got her the language one and letters and sound, which I think I've said in a past video I didn't know about doing both of the books, and I think with my son I kind of just picked one or here or there because he didn't like worksheets. Willa likes worksheets. He's my first grader. And these do go over a little bit different. One is more on phonics and the other one is more on like writing and how to write. So I went ahead and got them both, and I think we'll do both. And since she likes worksheets anyway, you know, I like worksheets too, and it works out well. But my son is just a different learner. All right, and then I also got her the one first grade handwriting book, and I decided to go ahead and do cursive. It's what she started out doing in K4. Last year I tried doing non-cursive, and I think I'm just going to go back to cursive. I don't really know. I don't really have a big amazing reason why. It's just kind of what I decided to do. So sorry. You're okay, pick it up. All right, and then she loves art, and so I went ahead and got her the art book. Abecca art is not the most artsy. It's more like cut this out, glue on the cotton ball, and you're done. But what I like about Abecca art is she can do it by herself. So I can just let her go through this book and pick what she wants and do it on her own. Now, they do have like when you're supposed to do what, like they have lesson plans for it all. But we don't always stick with that. Now, when I did the video program, I did because they did it with that. But I just kind of let her go, oh, I want to do this, and she picks it out and does it. So she's been actually using my son's second grade one that I got with the video program, and we didn't end up using, and she uses that for fun. So I went ahead and got her the first grade one to do. Yeah. All right, now for my oldest, the third, fourth grader, he is going to be doing Abecca fourth grade math. And I have a video, I'll try to remember to link it up here, about homeschooling a gifted child. He is a gifted child, and so we don't always do things quite like the book suggests. He does not like worksheets, as I mentioned earlier, and so I thought about switching to a different curriculum for him that was less worksheet intensive. But like I said too, I'm familiar with Abecca. I know Abecca. I know how they teach it, and I understand it. So I went ahead and stuck with it. But again, what I'll plan on doing is we probably won't really write in this book very much. I got the student book, not the teacher book. But what I will probably do is go through and pick. I kind of make my lesson off of this. So I'll look and see. Let's see, these are review lessons. Okay, so here it has a really good way at the beginning of the page showing what the lesson is about. So I kind of draw my lesson from that. I look at what they're explaining, and then I teach it to him. And then occasionally we'll do a few of the problems on the page, but most of the stuff we do on a marker board, or we do a hands-on type of thing, or we do it some other way that is more interesting to him. He really likes the marker board, so we do problems on the marker board a lot. And before I was marking, like checking off that we did those problems on the marker board. But I think this year I'm going to try and write in this book very minimally, because my thought is then I can use it for my daughter who will be in fourth grade eventually. And that way, instead of buying a book to mark up randomly and then have to buy another book to mark up fully, I might just be able to get by with one. But we'll see, because if he's into working the problems in the book, I'm definitely not going to not let him work the problems in the book. So, but that is why I went ahead and did this. I just felt most comfortable teaching from this, and so that's why I went ahead and got this again. Even though it probably isn't the best book for his learning style. But we have found ways to adapt it and make it work for us really well. So since that worked so well this last year, I kind of hate to rock the boat. We're gonna stick with that. And then for English for him, I went ahead and got him the English 3 book. And part of the reason I did that, because again, he doesn't do well with these worksheets, but English is not my strong suit. And so I felt like I kind of needed this to help me teach. I know you could easily teach without this worksheet. So if English is your thing, you know, you may not want this if you have a child who hates worksheets, but it's just what works best for me. And again, they do so good at explaining kind of new concept at the beginning, and then they have problems to go along with it. And so I'm able to kind of teach through using this instead of the teacher book. And then he does these pages better than he does the math pages. But you also can find other creative ways. There's a computer program I use online. I can't think of what it's called right now. I'll try and write it down in the comments. I'll have to look it up on my phone and see what the app is called and write it down there. But he'll get on there and do we'll do a lesson in here, and then instead of doing sometimes like the activities in here, he'll get on and work the activities from the app. They have an app and they can do it on the computer. So he'll do that sometimes, and then sometimes he actually does this. And then I didn't buy any reading or things like that for him, because I figure he could just, for handwriting, they actually have handwriting pages in the Apologia workbooks. So since, you know, he's mastered handwriting a bit better than my first grader, I figured that would be enough handwriting for him. He shouldn't need a page that do every single day like she does. And reading, we'll just pick up books and read. He's really into like Hardy Boys. We're reading a book from Usborne about engineering. So just things like that instead of the little readers that Abeka gives you. Those are really nice, but they're not stories he's really interested in. And so I just thought, why waste my money on it to fight him to read it when we could pick up something else and read that he likes. So that's my plan for reading. All right, sorry, this video is getting long, so I'll try and hurry up. But what I plan on doing and executing all of this is I'm doing preschool, you know, right now with my preschooler while my other kids are out of school already. They've finished up their school year, so we'll take a break for, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 months at the most. I usually get antsy and want to start before then, so we'll probably start before 3 months, but I'd say probably about 8 weeks or so we'll probably break in, but I'll be doing preschool that whole time. Now, we might break a little longer because I think what we're going to do here soon, we're going on vacation, but then when we get back from vacation, we are going to go ahead and start the science, the Apologia. And we're going to do that over the summer, and then, you know, whatever we don't complete in the summer, we'll keep going on into the school year and do. But I just thought summer weather would be really nice for astronomy. It's so much easier to go outside and look. And then obviously in the winter we can still go outside and look at stars and do stuff too. But the winter here is pretty bitter, and so you don't really want to be outside. But so we're going to go ahead and start that. And then when we, and then I'm still doing some Bible from last year. So occasionally I have them do a Bible lesson because I feel like Bible's kind of one of those things that you don't just study during the school year and done. Like, we're always studying the Bible. So I kind of have them do Bible here and there randomly. So when we finish up the Bible from that I'd purchased for last year, we'll start on the new Bible that I got. And if we haven't finished up by like early August, you know, then I'll just stop that and we'll officially start our new program. And then everything else I plan on just saving until we start an official school. So yeah, we're pretty much just doing preschool, and then we're going to do the science, and then throughout the summer I've been having my son work on typing. And I did want to do a brief study somewhere in here in the summer about literature. I haven't done a lot of literature with my kids, and I was just kind of looking back and realizing it's something that I've kind of missed. And so I just want to do a quick study, you know, like spend a week of just looking over this, like what type of literature there is, like fiction, biography, nonfiction, talk about the differences in them, read maybe a short book from each thing, just to kind of give them an idea of literature, and just give them an idea. But yeah, so that is my school year coming up, pretty much starting now until around this time next year. I guess you could say I'm a year-round schooler. I don't really follow a traditional school program anymore, and I don't really follow even like the 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off or anything like that. I kind of just go as I feel I need to go, which it works well for me because a lot of times like we can go for like 7 or 8 weeks good, and then I need like 4 weeks off, and so we take 4 weeks off and then we go again. So, and then sometimes it's different. I do it for 3 weeks and then I need a week off and then I can get back at it. But it works really well for us, and with the 4 kids and the different things, and when people get sick, and it just, I'm able to, we do school when we can do school, and then there's those weeks that we don't get school, and I don't have to stress because like I started last year around mid-July and we finished up about a month ago. And so yeah, we got it all in, and that wasn't trying to follow a schedule or really anything. I just did it when we did it, and we completely finished our books. This is the first year actually that we were able to completely finish our books. So yeah, just find what works for you and do it, and don't worry too much about everyone else's schedules or how they're doing it, and just do what works for you. But I hope you guys find this helpful and useful, and I'd love to hear if you have any comments that you'd like to say about any of the curriculum I'm using, about things you liked about it. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for your school year. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.